marriage and money. And if you are not careful, how you deal with your dollars could determine whether you get divorced.
It's a real thing. Local financial professional Luke Eskau is here this morning with some tips on managing money. And it's true, especially for newlyweds, right? This is something you should deal with up front.
Correct. I mean, getting married, it's great. It's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of things going on. I mean, money is the biggest thing that's moving, right? I mean, it's figuring out where is it coming from, how much is coming in. So it's, what do we do? I mean, the biggest thing that couples fight about are finances.
Yeah.
So you can't just let them go by the wayside. They're gonna come back, they're gonna keep coming back up. So the biggest thing to start out with is just talk. Get everything out on the table. I mean, figure out that conversation, what's going on. The biggest thing that I find crazy is that 43% of partners don't even know what salary their spouse has.
That is crazy.
I mean, 43%.
It's
crazy.
Wow.
So, I mean, if you don't know what the money's coming in, you don't even know what the budget is at that point.
Yeah.
So it's just talking, getting those points out there for everybody.
And with this talking, you should actually disclose maybe some of the bad financial habits that you have, right?
Correct. I mean, it's
Disclosing
not the
baggage.
baggage, exactly. It's not the fun conversation.
Yeah.
Though. I mean, no one likes talking about their past. It's tough, but you have to be open. That's the biggest thing. I mean, I sit down with my wife. We always talk about what's going on, where the finances coming from, but is there credit card debt, student loans? Are you paying from a previous marriage, alimony, child support? Just getting that all out on the table, and remember to be open, because you may not believe in what your spouse did, but you're in it together now.
Yeah, now it's teamwork, and which is why you should kind of sit down, come up with some ground rules, right?
Correct. Ground rules are the biggest thing. My wife and I, for example, we have two big ground rules. We have a monthly budget. We sit down, we review that. The other budget, or the other thing that we go over is if we have a big expense, roughly $150 or $200 expense, we just have a simple conversation. It's what is it? Do we actually need it? If we don't, we pass on it. But it's having that conversation. It eliminates a lot of fights. Some other ground rules, I mean, like I said, the budget. You can go to wealthwisconsin.com and we have a great budget form. It starts that conversation. It's very simple because it's figuring out too, what are we doing with our accounts? Are they joint? Are we pooling money? Are there separate accounts? What are we doing with our dollars?
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing here is, of course, communication, but being honest, not lying or, keeping secrets of maybe where you're spending your money.
Correct. I mean, another mind-boggling stat was 7% of people have secret accounts.
What?
Wow.
Secret accounts.
Secret accounts.
It's checking, savings, credit cards, and 20% of those people are spending over $500 or more without their spouse knowing. So it's make sure you're honest. Put it out on the table, because if you're hiding things, someone else is going to find out, or it's going to cause those fights.
Yeah.
And once again, that's what most people fight about, is money.
And if you do need help, if it's not going well, the talks, right? You can get assistance or counseling or something. Ask for help if you need it, right?
Correct. I mean, the big myth that everyone talks about is, oh, I don't have money, I'm too young, or I'm too old for the financial advisor. There is no right time. Sometimes it's figuring out, what are we going to do? Do we need the help? Go ask. If it's not a financial expert, if you don't feel comfortable talking, find a family member or a friend that you trust, that you can sit down and talk with, that they can lend guidance to that. But if you do reach out, there isn't a number that says, I have to have this much money to have a financial advisor. They can be that middle person to sit there and get the conversation going, because I've sat down with clients before, and same thing, we've had those conversations of, well, you think you're spending this, but you're actually spending more than what you think. So it's getting the conversation started, and you'll have a much happier life, especially for the newlyweds.
It's always good to have that third party to look at stuff, an unbiased angle for sure.
Correct.
All right, good advice. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.